Hello, Undocumented Besties. It's Jasmine here. If you're here, you're probably interested in to know a little bit more of like, am I in Canada legally? Do I recommend coming to Canada? Am I happier in Canada? If I had qualified for DACA, would I have stayed in the US? And a very, very popular one, why didn't I qualify for DACA? If this is something you're interested in knowing more about, stay tuned. Are you in Canada legally? This is something that's been coming up quite often. I just want to clarify, I am legally in Canada. I have a temporary residency status right now. If you're undocumented, you're watching this, you know exactly what it's like to be undocumented and why there is so much inability to move forward or grow. And so that is something that really drove my decision to move and leave the US. I never want to be undocumented ever again. For all of my adult life, I've been undocumented. And no, we're not going back to that, besties. No. So, no. Question number 2, how did I do it? I have a temporary residency status as a student, so I have a study permit. I made an earlier video about talking a little bit more about this, but I went through the process of applying to schools in Canada. Once I was accepted and made a decision as to where I wanted to go, I started the study permit process. And I'll show you guys a picture of what that looks like, my study permit. So this is my study permit. Well, the top half, I couldn't fit the whole picture, but so it has my information, where I'm from, when it was issued, when it expires, where I'm, like what I'm studying. And then the bottom half, it has a little bit more information on my restrictions with the study permit. So these are the conditions that I was giving in my original study permit. These are really, really important. So I'm not authorized to work in childcare, primary, secondary school teaching, health, field services, or occupations. Why? I'm honestly not sure. I have to leave Canada by July 30th of 2022. So this is my original study permit. I did apply for a study permit extension. So now I have to leave by July 30th of 2023. And it's not valid for employment in business or businesses related to the sex trade, such as strip clubs, massage parlors, or escort services. So I can't do that. And this is oh my goodness, besties. So I was under the impression that you couldn't work while you were in school, that you needed like a separate work permit. So for my first 3 months, I didn't work because I was like, oh, I can't work until my first friend that I made here, who's also international, he was like, you know, you can work, right? And this is where it comes in. So it says, may accept employment on or off campus if meeting eligibility criteria per R186F, and must cease working if no longer meeting this criteria. So basically what this means is that you are allowed to work while you're in school up to 20 hours per week, and during scheduled breaks, so like the summer, you are allowed to work full time. And obviously, I mean, I don't know about everyone, I'm not gonna generalize, but personally, as an undocumented person, I come from a low-income household, so I didn't have much money. So this is huge. Like if I was going to undergrad here and I was able to work full-time during the summer, I know that would have been huge towards paying like future semesters, because tuition, although it is cheaper in Canada, it's still quite pricey, besties. Question number 3. Do I recommend moving to Canada? Besties, I don't know if you've seen my TikTok video where I kind of answer this question, but I will refrain from making any recommendations until I've gone through the entire process, because if I had, done it and I was a resident now, then absolutely, because then I'd feel confident to give you all an answer and be like, okay, this is what I did, this is what happened, and besties, you got this. But since I'm still navigating the process, I don't want to encourage anyone to do anything or make any recommendations, porque al final del día, you know that because you're undocumented in the US, you don't have that freedom where other internationals would be like, okay, I will study in school, and if it doesn't work out, I go back home and I'm good. Like besties, because you're undocumented, you really have to be sure about this decision. You can't just go back to the US. Depending on your situation, you would trigger the 3 or 10-year ban. I have the 10-year one, so extra caution here. Pero like I said, I wanna take one for the team. Let me take one for the team first, and then I'll let you know this is why I made this channel too, and why I post so often on TikTok, because I want to give you all as much of an inside scoop as I can and be 100% transparent with everything. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me and I will give you a straightforward answer. I will never lie to you or try to sugarcoat it or make it seem like, romanticize the idea, because at the end of the day, I will make a separate video, but there are so many things you do have to consider before making such a big decision, besties, because this is our life. Like, como una persona indocumentada, like, I know everything we go through, and Although I am more than happy to share everything, at the end of the day, I'm still living this myself. I do cry quite often. I do feel really alone. I do feel really sad, and it gets rough. It definitely gets rough. It's not a walk in the park. There is so much emotionally that goes on when you make such a big decision that I want to be able to share everything with you and be like, okay, maybe you haven't considered this, but as someone who was going through it or went through it, this is what you should think about too. Question number 4. Are you happier in Canada? Besties, undocumented besties. I am 100% happier in Canada. Yes, I still have a little bit of that anxiety of like, I don't know what's gonna happen, if I could stay or not, but Canada has been good to me. Canada has been welcoming. Canada has not made me feel like I don't belong or that I have to leave. Like, they are giving me this opportunity to try and given this fair shot to stay just like any other international student. I didn't have DACA, and so getting my first seguro was huge. Who would have thought just like having the ability to work would be so like exciting? But I was like, when I first got my seguro, I was like, wow, I can literally just go get a job now. Like, I could work anywhere. Okay, besides the things I just said I couldn't on my study permit, but I can get a job, and I have a job. I love the people I work with. I love what they do, and I'm happy. I'm happy there. And then also I have my very first driver's license, and that was huge. Like, I would show it to you, but that picture is not good, but that was exciting. I have the ability to travel, so I am originalmente de Mexico. If I wanted to, I could book a flight right now and go to Mexico, and I could come back. Like, I'm given that freedom. I can travel, and I couldn't before. I don't live in fear that I'm gonna get deported as long as I, comply with what regulations were given to me in my study permit. I'm happy. I'm definitely happy. Can my family visit me here? So I belong to a mixed status family. All of my younger siblings, my 3 younger siblings, they are all US citizens, so they can visit me. I actually convinced my amazing little sister to spend her summer with me here, so she's living with me right now. She has this remote internship, and they allowed her to work out of Waterloo, Ontario. And so she's here with me, and I cannot tell you how much she's helped me, because just having her here has been, I'm not gonna get too into it because I'm gonna start crying, but yeah, she will never know how much it means that she's here with me right now. But that's for my siblings. For my mom is also undocumented, so I cannot see my mom. And something that I shared earlier too was that it was really painful for me to say goodbye to my mom, because she spoke to me so many times about how painful it was for her to say goodbye to her mom in Mexico, and how she couldn't see her. And here I am doing the exact same thing to her, putting my mom through the pain that she put through my grandmother. So that part is extremely painful to me, because I can't see my mom and I won't be seeing her for some years. Pero I have the most amazing and supportive friends who are like family to me, who have made plans with me to come see me, especially for my graduations. I was afraid that for graduation I'd be alone, but some of them are actually coming, and I'm so excited about that. And even later, I know I've asked them to like hold on their travel plans because of so much instability that's going on with my life right now. But once I'm stable and like I'm not moving all the time, then I can make plans with them, and then I'll be able to see them. So I'm excited about that. I'm definitely excited. It's not like if I asked them to come, I know they would. I definitely know they would, and that makes me so happy.